Good morning, everyone. So now we firstly reciting prayer book for the beginning. So we always remind ourselves so how fortunate the precious human life. We did talk about a little bit this morning. So precious human life is not easy to finding. So even though you're finding the rebirth human being, not easy to connect it in the Dharma and time and understanding the meaning. That's not easy to also come in our life. So we are so fortunate to this life as the human form, and also understanding the Dharma, opportunity to learning and respect all others' life, and try our best to good example in humanity to help the others whatever their way to can. So those the practice is very helpful, open our mind and heart. So especially here as at the beginning of our prayer book, even though your own enemies also we think they need to liberate to become Buddhahood. No one wants to look and suffer. There are many different small minor sufferers. You know, if you're born in 3 lower realms, it's then big difficult to get out those 3 lower realms. Even though we have human form, the small challenge also we will say, oh, I cannot take anymore. People are easy to difficult, but you will report the animal realms. Those pelter realms, hungry ghosts, and hell realms, they have no way to get out. It's not easy because you don't know how to purify, you don't know how to accumulate merit, you don't know the rejoicing, you don't know any wisdom. So they are like a wisdom. So now, and the human being, practice or not, but they will easy to understanding the meaning, what the good for the society. You know, those things we have the fortunate in human form. That's why we always say precious human life. So precious human life is also very fragile, you know, like easy to impermanent. So that is every morning when you wake up, you need to rejoicing another day at the beautiful earth, beautiful society, the human society, and you will one more day chance to become the noble beings. So that is kind we need to positive, hoping, those kind of attitude. There's a prayer can help. You know, they are not independently enemies, but sometimes arise our own the ignorance way. We like this person, or we like this this and that. We don't like this and that. So we have so many judgmental in our mind. So this prayer can help to polish our own minds. So prayer book, page 2, with the base of the good motivation. English, Pablo.
All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and as swiftly establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind and progressed on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stages of the path. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion.
Continue the 7 in prayer on English.
7 in prayer. I bow down respectfully with my body, speech, and faithful mind to all Tathagatas in the 10 directions. Those who have already reached the Tathagata state, those who are reaching it at present, and all those Tathagatas still to come. Through the power of Samantabhadra's prayers, may all Buddhas manifest vividly in my mind. I prostrate to them, multiplying my body as many times as there are atoms on the earth. In each atom, I visualize as many Buddhas as there are atoms, surrounded by countless bodhisattvas. Thus, all space is filled with Buddhas and bodhisattvas. I praise all Buddhas through magnificent chanting, expressing the great ocean of their excellent qualities. To all Buddhas, I make offerings of various pure flowers, flower garlands, music, anointing oils, magnificent light, and fragrant incense. I make offerings to them of fine garments, perfume, and potpourri, piled high as Mount Meru and arranged in the most beautiful way. I visualize the highest and most extensive offerings and offer them with great faith to all Buddhas. I prostrate to the Buddhas and make offerings to them, following the deeds of the great Bodhisattva Samantabhadra. I confess to you, Buddhas, whatever negative actions I have done due to the power of anger, desire, and ignorance. I rejoice in the merit of all the Buddhas in the 10 directions, of the great Bodhisattvas and Pratyekya Buddhas, those who have attained arhatship, those who have entered the path to arhatship, and all other beings. I request all great protectors and Buddhas to turn the highest wheel of Dharma, the light that dispels the darkness of the beings in the 10 directions and leads them gradually to the enlightened state. I request those Buddhas intending to pass into paranirvana to live long, for as many eons as there are atoms on the earth, in order to benefit all beings. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate.
Page 16, continue. Supplication to the lineage.
Unequaled refuge, ornament of the world. Your fame pervades the 3,000 worlds. You are the victor, Vajradhara, without a doubt. I bow at the feet of the Father, Jigten Sumgam. Continually, I think of no one but you. Compassionate one, grant your blessings. Dispel the darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I realize the unelaborated nature of mind.
Get off that. I don't need that.
Yeah. Take it out. Just pull it out.
Okay, there are somebody named section Lama something and need mute. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you mute? Saju Lama Yedam Jojala, Sovan the Zuda Jujinjelo, Mazum Jeme Shara Bara Jeme Jamaganage, Sosora Rigi Sheju, Wadusum Jeve Yumla Jazelo, Chadon Kolo Juve Jevu, Don Chenda Geva Sambro Sanjido, Kala Kundu Dalad. Zumba Jere Zela Gujaze, Taso Honde Tamje, Lo Chusun Jovara Chinje, Lo Chulamdon Jovara Chinje, Lo Lam Jova Zevraji, Chubo Ishizu Jovara Chinje, Lo Do Iso. So now we will continue Sunday the transmission and the later explanation for Mani Khabum. So Mani Khabum is wrote by the essence of the Buddha compassion. So Buddha compassion is many different forms, and male and female, 2 hands, 4 hands, and 11 and 1,000 arms, and so forth. In the text said, "Kangla kandu tela te donbas," whatever in neat appearance, whatever they weigh. So likewise, the Buddha compassion, this case in the transforming to the human and called King Sonam Gambo. This is the little over 1,300 years ago that he composed this beautiful text called Mani Khabum, the essence of the Buddha compassion practice, as well as the history, how to come in Buddhist in land of the Himalayas, and also how to practice this practice short individuals in a group or family or either ones. There are many different fit instructions because he has many different requests. Some may be inner circle called the ministers or outer ministers, and large gatherings. There are many different ask questions to the how to practice. Such as some things may be rough condition, what is the best practice, and so forth. Here, as now the King Sonam Gambo put together, as each one is very kindly and through his space of the wisdom, and share how to practice. Here's some one sort of the categoric and the many different explanation, as there may be 12, 10, and so forth. So we will last time and stop here. So Dashini Genyumba Chekawa de Jongwei Jangawa Shis. There's last time we're talking the boomings and the reaching in different stage. And the booming is a connection to the usually 10 booming is 10 perfections, beginning of the dana or the generosity paramita, to last is the perfection of wisdom. So today we hear to Basharabji Paru the symbol of sums. Today begin here the 6 is the perfection of wisdom. They also the gathering is 3 different types. So that's a way to explain. So now first, and I can read once more, sort of help for you a rough idea what does it mean. Then I can read, continue transmission and explanation.
6th, perfection of prajna. Within are 3 sections. 1, the prajna knowing individual and general characteristics. 2, the prajna realizing cause and effect. 3, non-conceptual prajna. First, as for the prajna knowing individual and general characteristics, while knowing the general characteristics of dharmas as emptiness and selflessness, the individual characteristics of objects are discriminated individually without mixing them up. Second, as for the prajna realizing cause and effect, it is known that the cause of virtuous action has the effect of attaining the celestial realms. The cause of non-virtuous has the effect of falling into the lower realms. It is known that the cause arousing bodhicitta has the effect of attaining true, perfect enlightenment. the objects of cause and effect are known to be completely unborn. Third, as for non-conceptual prajna, all dharmas are not conceptualized in terms of things and characteristics. They are known as simplicity completely free from the nature of conceptualized and conceptualizer. Thus, having produced the cause by means of the perfection of prajna, in establishing the path and fruition of prajna, recite the essence mantra, the 6th syllable of great compassion, which leads directly to enlightenment. By continually counting Om Mani Padme Hum, having purified evil deeds, the 6th Bhumi manifestation is attained. Moreover, by making aspirations at the first time, when a high place has been reached, the truth of the nature of dharmas is perceptually manifested and seen. This is, for example, as having gotten up and opened the eyes, all appearances are clearly seen. It is called manifestation because of clearly seeing the truth of the nature of dharmas without characteristics. 7th, perfection of upaya. Within are 3 parts. 1, skill in the path of means without error. 2, skill in the means of accomplishing the benefit for ourselves. 3, skill in the means of accomplishing the benefit for others. As for the skill in the path of means without error, having examined what faults of body, speech, and mind exist, we apply the antidotes. When we abandon these faults, virtues are established. As for the skill in the means of accomplishing the benefit for others, after we explain karmic cause and effect to others, their navigation is reversed to upwards. Having realized that, by making ourselves not forget the benefit of others, we make it perfect. Thus, having produced the cause by means of the perfection of upaya, in establishing the path and fruition of upaya, recite the essence mantra, the 6th syllable of great compassion, which leads directly to enlightenment. By continually counting Om Mani Padme Hum, having purified evil deeds, the 6th Bhumi manifestation is attained. By having gone far from samsaric dharmas with characteristics, this is called the far-going level.
Okay, let's note it there. Chuba Sherabji Parudu Chimbala, Sumde, Randa Ji Chini, Shive, Sherabdang, Gudan Jevudobe, Sherabdang, Mimikbe, Sherabo, Tangbo, Randa Ji Chini, Shive, Sherabni, Chuji Chini, Toni Dame, Shela, Tanrangi Chini, Sela, Mandi, Bar Susurdo, Guevo. Gyudan Devu to be Sheremni, Gyu Gewale, Devu Turi Tobla, Gyu Digbale, Devu Nanson to Tongorshi, Gyu Chanjuk Sem given Devu Lana Mevo Zobe, Chanjuk Tobrashi, Gyudan Devu Tong Kangijan, Gewa Mevo Shibawo. Mimi be Sheremni Chutam Jingo, Temaramento, Kayam, Mikjadang, Mibor Chive, Chuni Dude to Shibawo, Tedar Sherabji Paru du Chimbe, Gyuchene. Sherabji Paru de Chimbe Lam Jevu de Jeva Tubra Chevala Tuji Jimbo Yigituma Chanjuk never Dube Nimbudin Deso Om Mani Padme Hum She Jundu Jamba Digba Chane Chubango to Jirve Satubdo Tyang Tambu Dosu Don La Mataba Netumber Chini Chuni Yitemba Mosumdo Tonde Pena Namlane Mikchive, Nawatamji Sali, Tonga than Dawar, Tsema maybe Chuninji, Dembe, Salon Tonga Wando, Kirbe Sashi, Chavo, Dumba Tabji Paru du Chimba, La Sunde, Manorwe Tabla Kewatan, Dagdon Drube, Tabla Kewatan, Shendon Drube, Tabla Kewa, Wo, Tango Manorwe Tabla Kewani, Lunga Yusumla, Gyon, Jiu, Danen, Tela Nimbo Jude. Gyong Bani Yondan Drubo, Shendon Drube Tabla Kewane, Parubo, Lale, Junde Shene, Kalo 칼로 켄도 도버 치바고 테더도니 군지 통함이 집을 집에 바로도 침바고 테더 탑기 바로도 침베 규체네 탑기 람 제부당 제베 두버 치바 라툭지 신부 이기 두바 청중 예버 주베 님분된 데서 엄마네 뱀에 공 시인당베 디바차네 둠바릉도 소메 사토고 참마코르베 출레 릉도 소메 나 릉도 소메 사시자고. Now here is the explain or continue we talk the connection with the bhumis. For example, the first one we call Sathangpa Rabdukha Gawas. The first bhumi is overwhelming, very joy, because joy, because now you see the you never see before. That's the way you are overwhelming in your mind. It's a joy, and also you see. Some sort of your food is the one close to the other bhumis and higher bhumi, and also your one foot is higher. It's no longer the ignorant side or the ordinary place to move far. So this is you encourage joy overwhelming way. So now this here is the sixth. The profession or the wisdom. There are also the three categories explained. And the general first understanding is the wisdom. For example, the fire there are and heat, and ice there are the cold, and this and that, and naturally should see the basic understanding all the reality, the logic things. And the first wisdom. And the second one is a little bit more subtle. The understanding in the cause and the provision or the result. This is another wisdom. And third one is much, much subtle. There are no, for example, say giving the generosity. They're not object to giver, and also no receiver, no giver. So those is the nothing existent way to the understanding the both is the emptiness way. That is the way more benefit. But ordinary way, I'm giving this person, I'm giving clothes or food. So we have three things, right? So the highest one is no return to hope, or maybe I'm giving this hand or this object and who I am. Things like there's a connection to some sort of the pride or grasping. So that is where how to the combination of the bodhicitta and emptiness. So this is called Tongni Nyingji Sungdu Jubet in the Jibatangwa. So the combination or this kind of power way, the bodhicitta and the emptiness together, any giftings, any practice, triple, double, called triple, and the more benefit. That's why here the three different they explain for the wisdom. So first one, generally we speaking as they hear understanding the realities, say for example changing the seasons, or maybe day and night, dark and light. Those basic everybody understand. It's not need to the deep in a meditation experience not needed. And then the second one, the meaning of each the object, they have uniqueness. For example, the flowers, they have some beauty, colorful, smell, and many things. So the individual object, they have some different capacity and different they themselves is different knowledge, or maybe different nature, energy, or some radiating each object, So the third ones again, Gyuden Devuto we share. This is subtle part, very subtle. Probably we will say understanding this, Lama Sonam is not, and emptiness is no different than Lama Sonam. Then you can see, it's not physically not existent independently. So now we sort of easy to understand what is emptiness. But at the same time, he was there, right? because within emptiness you can allow to arise. So this conversation can understanding how the emptiness means. But subtle part is the cause and provision or result is the only we call tamje can be you. There's the only knowing in the Lord Buddha. So now sometimes we call the sutras, right? The three yanas. And when the text they are the cover, and our teachers said they're different, belongs to different sect. Say, okay, this is Madhyamika philosophical sect, or this is the Vinaya sect. So cover say, Tamje Kembala Cha Tselo. Tamje means all, Kemba is knowing, means together all knowing. Tamje Kembala Cha Tselo means this refers to the Lord Buddha. So this means here talking about the Vinaya is very subtle. Every details or every subtles, So this is the Devanamsha. And sometimes we call pay homage to the Manjushris. We know the text belongs to where. So here the subtle part is the Gyudan Devanamsha. So usually see in the roughly, so somebody call and some child call this one is a dad. This means we know he is the father and this is our son. So this is the relatively we easy to know. But the subtle part is not easy to recognize. The only the Lord Buddha can understand it, This is called Tamje Kemba. You is this only Lord Buddha can understand it, not the ordinary way. So now this is third, the wisdom. Same say here, Yukewale, and Jevuturi Sutova. So now and here says, and any virtues is seed, there's provision or result or rebirth, three lower realms. It's not easy to understand. We will see how many human beings increase. People looks like more Greece, It's not increase for the Bodhicitta, but population is increased. Then you can say how, and maybe if people do bad, maybe they rebirth three lower realms or animals, But many animals, many species, they are now completely in disappear. But the human being is more increased. Now sometimes people thought, oh, they are so precious human life. Now as more increased because everybody did a good accumulated merit. Oh yes, but where we see is some parts there are like challenge and some beings very some countries or beings do mean to the other, the smaller size or country or people. So anyway, here is the Gyudan Devunamsha, the explanation cause and effect of cause and or result or provision. So, and yes, and also they said, and of course we always hear we do something and negativity based on we 3 poisons or 5 poisons or unhealthy mind. And then maybe the result is unhealthy way. This we logically we knew. So now here also the Juchanjuk Sim the say and we increase now your precious human life. Now you becoming sort of the Bodhisattva vow and becoming Bodhisattva way. Then you will very far away to the others 5 realms, or you're very close to the reaching to the enlightened or Buddhahood, becoming those higher beings. Changchukto means becoming enlightened. This is only a path, becoming Buddha compassion way, what you call Bodhisattva, right? Bodhisattva is always for open the other sentient beings, because it's 2 things. One thing may be our mind say, oh, because they are so suffer, we need to care them. One thing in the countless lifetime we rebirth again and again. They said, in the Shantideva text, if we will maybe drinking the mother's the milk, if we put one place, life after life, the bigger the entire oceans, because the countless rebirth. it will death, crops, bones collected, put it one place, and bigger than entire earth. So this kind, countless birth and death, all those, the parents to take care for each lifetime. So this lifetime, we have the only biological father and mother. So we countless lifetime, and we have countless parents. So that is where our bodhicitta makes sense to need more extended to the everyone, whatever we can. And also this the becoming enlightened, only that is way. So now here's the Judan Debuto Hangajang Gyawamebul Shivos. So now this is the increase. Right now with the samsara is the cause of the rebirth. Your birth, and then it brings old, sickness, and death, all those connecting together. If we fear to death, we need to block and birth. So this is called Gyewa Meba. Gyewa Meba means when you reach, called unborn Dharma Dadus. Remember? That is the only you practice way to reach. It's not any other options. As long as you rebirth, any place or any constant in this earth or any form, they know fully joy or peace. They always change. Even though you can see the kingdom of the animal, usually lion is the always power. Lions go to the other wild animals. The lion is never fear. What I saw a couple of days ago, now some lions old, and then young lions attack them, and the old lions no more power. And that's the Lord Jigne Sungko said, Lun Jungshi la Targu Chungza na Gyushi da Bazanya Zumburdars. So now as aging, and someone said this is a very good fighter, or what do you call something, the stronger person, man in the world, right? There's some competitions, big guys, strongest guy in the world. So that's kind, and even though physically very strong, but if he is getting older, his muscle is loose, and he only may be carrying the can, not a big 300-pound rocks or sandbag, and it's not longer. So you see the even though the person is very luxurious, millions and millions of dollars of gold, when you will super, how you say, very old, you're very ill, the only you mentally do something is good, but physically it's changing. Then they say, now you are well, and your power or muscle is also just nothing's real there independently. This way, everything's independently here. The Judan Devu means how to work the cause and conditions. It's changing always. So when you reach the unborn stage, that is you will just no longer fear the ordinary way to birth, ordinary way to death. It's not there. Remember, we have the prayer for rebirth, the Sugawati Pure Land. Sometimes people misunderstand. Sometimes say there are not needed necessarily rebirth the mother's wombs. Some place they say no women's, and then people say, oh, what they're talking about, there's a lot of women's. This means not mean. You will see here, birth in the woman is ordinary. Mother's pain, the kids or child or sick or die or ordinary way. But rebirth higher some the miracles such as lotus, and then there's another human form, male, female. This is your cumulative merit. This you got in some lotus, and then open and see the Buddha Amitabhas. Those the not ordinary stage of rebirth. So then best one is not unborn stage. Remember great sage Yogi Milarewa said, "Nga chiwe jig the relative. That chimi nume chances First he would say, oh, I'm so terrified to death, to he run in the mountain, pay homage, accepting whatever the mother said, you build a house, it's not good, this and that. He never give up. But now he said, now I'm rich to unborn stage. Death is just changing, like old shoes changing, nothing fear. So just comfortable, death anytime will come. So that's kind to say here, also talking about the how our mentally go deeper, understanding the wisdom part. That's the way to recognize. Then you not need fear. So this way the bhumis, remember? The first bhumi in Sathangurabdo governments reaching the first bhumi, they're so happy because they're no longer in continue in the samsara. So that's why each bhumi is a different name, connection to their experience. So now here is no object for that this is real, or some everything's becoming the phenomena or illusions, or maybe some everything's not non-existent, but you can see like rainbows. You will see beautiful, but everybody knows it's no longer there. Likewise, no different than rainbows in a house, in a car, or clothes and food. It's the ordinary mind, ordinary way, and we see this is real. And then the absolutely part is nothing's real there, because every momentary change, how we can say is real. So this day we see subtle part we didn't see, minute and minute by as changing. Even though we say, yeah, here is the Lama Sonam, she is this, here and this, we put a label, we thinking the same, but every momentary is changing. Easy to forget, and easy to what we're thinking is also forgot, and wishing so many things, but nothing to catch up because the memory is just a little bit slow down. What you call the some old phone, and then people say you need to update because now your phone is not working. So our mind is not much update because all physical is shut down slowly, and not much left update. So here is the beauty part, is the nature of the mind. It's not like the phone. They not need update. As their nature is always excellent, but the conditions, we our own create, but they practice this kind of compassion, bodhicitta, and then understand deeper in emptiness and wisdom. Those two we have hoping to get out of samsara. Any challenge we easy to accept. So that's kind in here, Jumardzimba means it's every phenomena is like musician or like mirage. This is very good. There are 8 examples. And sometimes one of this dream, pleasant dream or horrible dream. As soon as you wake up, neither is nothing real there. But in the mind, we're thinking maybe some pleasant, I have fantastic dream last night. And some things may be terrible, last night is my nightmare. But even though the last night is not coming back because it's a new morning, but they're carrying this 2 different feelings. One of the base of the grasping, one of the attached. So this is one you don't want continue. One you don't want to wake up because the dream is so pleasant, So that is here. So now so now here is the again, when we give the offerings to the beggar, we're not thinking this beggar is a man or woman. I'm giving this object, me. So that's the ordinary way we do start that way. We wish for him or her through my prayer, through his conditions. But then the practice later higher, mikba meo means not now hoping in any return things, the emptiness way, to the chuni to So like this kind in the seed of the wisdom, path of the wisdom, and the perfection, the wisdom, then this way you reach to the again the supreme enlightenment. And meanwhile, here's to how do you get there? This is the practice of the 6 syllable mantras here. Chanjuk never do means in close destinations, only maybe say transportation is the Om Mani Padme Hum is better than ordinary thinking or walking or transforming to the Buddha compassion way. Maybe looks like Amtrak, a little bit fast, same destination through awakening enlightenment. So this they say here the Chanjuk never do means close to the enlightenment is Om Mani Padme Hum. Remember there's 100th page, 100 their chapters explain how important Om Mani Padme Hum. First, the beautiful explanation, this and that, but you will do Om Mani Padme Hum, you will get there. So this is called skillful method. We didn't know, King Sunzengam didn't say, if you want to become Bodhisattva, need a 100 page and many mantras, he didn't mention. Just only Om Mani Padme Hum, and you will get there. And then he says, so terrifying, 3 lower rooms, many things. If you don't want to go there, you recite Om Mani Padme Hum, right? Then there are all the other excellent higher rooms and all those things, and how to go there, or you recite Om Mani Padme Hum. So Om Mani Padme Hum Nishin Gyundu Taba Tibachane Tubongo to Jirwe Satowo said. Now here say if you do daily base reciting and Om Mani Padme Hum, that's where you reach the so this now you sort of the unwrapping is now a little bit close to the higher bhumi, and you reach the 6th bhumi. This also beginning we need aspiration prayer, strong prayer, and the prayer brings to the actions. They make you more good condition. That's you recognize the Chuniki Tempotonga. Now you have opportunity to recognize the real, the phenomena, the Dharma. The Unsum means now you understand the real, the teachers talk about, the books read about, those outside. But now you feel, you understanding what is mean, the Dharma, the Unsum. How you know what is mean you real, now you recognize the Dharma that means there's an example. For example, you will just get up the early morning and you can see the early dawn. You can see as the sun is coming soon, and you can see in your unmistakable way the path. You can see each trees and flowers and the colors and every size, and that's kind of the you have the experience. Likewise, when you when you understanding in the Dharma stage, you see everything's now not explained before. Now you're becoming the experience. Food is you hear many times in the ear, but until you touch one of the 5 skandhas, maybe good smell, maybe good taste, until then you will know it's good or bad. It's not enough. But now you go to the end of the stomach, to this good digestion or not. So see, the subtle part, they need to continue, process, continue. So here is the early dawn. It means it's not, you cannot see everything, but it's much better than the darkness, right? Then every moment, as long as the dawn and then sun's coming, and everything is clear, it no longer doubt. Before you thought, oh, this maybe looks like there's some bear or maybe a tiger. And then you see, oh, this is just a shadow, a tree, no bears or no tigers. Your mind is so clear. So this way, when you use this understanding the Dharma phenomena and the connection is our mind and the other mind is becoming oneness. And then you recognize that they're no different. Okay. So now this is the way to. So next one is the 7th bhumi. 7th bhumi is the top. So this is the very skillful. Always the skillful. Skillful means first make your whoever near you make sort of the good connected to that, what is the benefit. This means the Monroe Tablet was unmistakable way to make sure, you can say make sure, we always, whatever do, make sure or check one more time, or same as I always say, the GPS is a good example. Make sure the code, zip code numbers and address or cities, and sometimes this happened for our many times. One time, some we have delivered, sent someplace. They have one Arlington. The Arlingtons, so many Arlington in the United States. So this our object is Iowa, Arlington somewhere, and that we never get this object because they didn't look details. They the Massachusetts didn't look. As soon as the person see the Arlington, he just click there. So likewise, always to make sure, even though first one is right, but still make sure there's nothing wrong. That is the mindfulness, very helpful. Always continue, even though you see this one, but still you don't know. For example, you will see this beautiful flower. You knew this flower is tall, it's very beautiful, and you want to see the flowers, they're tall. You wanted to go close, but you didn't know, and the poison snake in the bottom of the root. See, you need to see means top to bottom, all the directions you need to check one more time. So somebody say, oh, can I pick up this? So those kind of example, always need to make sure. This is the seventh bhumi is the method, Manora Tablet Keva. So what is the kind of method, the seventh bhumi? Don't do a tabla keva, rang don't do keva means he or she was very skillful to their own successful, they know how to do a very smart way. At the same time, Shendong chave tabla keva. At the same time, and the benefit others at the same time. See? So in Tibetan something we call gyujik tso ni sawa means one object can make two different cumulative merit. This is the very smart way, and you can benefit yourself in the same time the benefit others. So that's kind of method, Shendon Chave Tabla Keva. So now how we can begin the unmistakable way to write the path. This path is beginning not outside somewhere. First they said, first, you need to calculate in the mindfulness what is wrong in our own body, speech, mind. What is the problem for your body, speech, mind? So this every individual know, easy to maybe upset, or maybe too much lazy, or some things individual know, what is your big problem you have. For my problems, I always rush if I have a problem. I need to finish very quick, even though I know it's not finished within an hour. But in my mind, I need to finish this right away. So that's because you need to slow down. It's not finished within 1 hour, whatever you're doing. So that's why I see the first skillful means you can check what you have the problem, body, speech, mind. What is bothering for you, this carrying to the outside people. For example, say somebody, I don't know, or what kind of body can make uncomfortable other conditions. Maybe, say some big guy, and they will maybe rent the small smart card. It's not, he is huge. This smart car is too small. Maybe he cannot fit in the car, or maybe bicycle or something. So this is the unfit maybe body, or maybe the scared facing maybe to kids, terrifying something. Or I don't know what the body part, And the speed part is very easy. Sometimes you will intentionally or intentionally you make many people upset. So burning, burning your relationship. You will say something, one wrong things, and after that you will say 100 times apologize. Still, other person say, yeah, I forgive you. But still, one day come conditions. Remember, you tell me it's long term ago, this and that. The deep in orally go. So this way, see, speech we know is orally need to protect. And then those come from our own mind. That's mindfulness needed to three different protectors, mind protector, speech protector, body protector. Body is the last one. They don't have power independently. The body followed speech, body followed the mind. So mind, the boss. And unfortunately, the boss is not easy to see when they come out, the benefit idea or harmful ideas. So that is where here is the skillful. If you want some benefit yourself and others, first check. Of course, when you're something very angry, some reason, and then you go to the different place. Yeah, I heard many places. I also noticed myself. Say, when you're super angry or super upset and don't decisions, especially, in the West, you will signature, right? There's some signatures here. When you're very upset time, don't signature because your mind is messed up. You don't know what is you are doing. And next days, you will maybe say, oops. And oops is a little bit too late also. So that is where you see how important in the mind transform. So mind need love. So now go back, the Om is a compassion. So when you're upset, reciting the compassion mantra. When you anger, compassion mantra, because there is love and compassion, opposite the anger. That's where how to help. So this here is the method. Then so how do we skillful benefit others? There are many things. Sometimes you can spend time with him or her, what they needed. Maybe the explanation, cause of the effect, maybe they will get it better, or maybe, first lesson, all his or her problems. Then you can see what kind you can help. So this, you need a lot of space because there's someone come to share you, even though you're a very scholar or maybe you're not experienced, but there no space to share some subject. They come to you, you need to listen, make sense or not, you listen everything. And the person said, that's it. So this I thought everything in share. And then you will also better idea. Now you can see how to help because you got all information. And the Tibetan doctors usually say, tell me what you eat last week. Where you been, And then they see the lesson, the pause. At the same time, the pause connection to the old food or maybe too much oil or something. And this person's explain and the doctor's learning at the same time, the together as the method. And then the doctor will understand this person's worst disease. Now he passed to his students, say, okay, now can you check? And you can interview this patient. You can see which pause is his more weakness or more stronger or more blood pressure or something like that. But doctor now already know. And then the young doctors checking all the puzzles in the same interview. Then they see how young one can catch the old doctors. So same as other all jobs, in the same as here to meditate. Now we go back again our own. Once you recognize mind is the king and the mindfulness need always, then for example, you arising jealous, for example, you knew it's not body, it's not speech, it's mind. So now you know, now this jealous make my day is a bad day. Because as soon as jealous arises means you don't like anymore, So remember, they're so connected. So jealous is only your friend. Only you know somebody. if you don't know someone, say for example, we live in the United States, somebody in Australia or New Zealand or Africa, you have no business there, you not need any jealous. But person jealous is near you. Those people make you super happy and make you nuts too. So this way, you need no skillful when you need it. This is how powerful. You cannot get out. And you don't want this kind of spaghetti. I always say spaghetti, this mess up all the time. You don't want it. And you don't want to get out. That's how power. Sometimes I talk and some friends, we call it the crazy glue powers. You need know before, right at the beginning is make sure. Once you stuck there, this is stuck very long, So anyway, that's kind of here how the skillful mean. And the Lord Buddha also said, Duyong means how to make the other sentient beings to comfortable way to get Buddha's message. First, the coverage in the Nyamba Mawa means first you listen what they need, what they like. Maybe they like sport, maybe they like, maybe exercise, maybe they like tell the stories, maybe they like drink coffee, or maybe what you call social time. But you can figure out what this person they favor. You need to go in, not your zone, but his place, and then you can share. Say, okay, this one looks good, but what do you think? Try this way. He has a space because he's most peaceful place. Welcome. So that is how to you manage. I always come to the kids, I listen them, what are your favorite, this and that. They say, oh, I like this kind. Then I say, okay, you can meditate. If you want, how many, 1 or 2? And the kids always more, right? If you want 1, but I want to give 2, 3 more. But it's a deal, but you need to sit there, don't move here. Yesterday, for example, usually in here, said when talk, eye contact is very important, right? I told the kids, when you talk, listen in the ear and the same time eye contact. But you looking this way or you looking this way, you didn't see if I maybe measure or size and you're lost. So now, next time you go to market, you didn't know how big size, this size, because you looked at different place. So kids is very smart. I want this one. They always say, big one, So you didn't see size. Hello? Just a minute, maybe the doors. Short tea break.
Thank you, Lama.
All right. Short tea break. Come in. Hello. How are you? Okay.
I didn't know if you were doing cracks and I heard.
No problem.
Okay, man.
Tea?
Yeah, easy.
Tea here. Cups here.
Okay.
영반의 제 전통 털라기로 바로 볼라 레준데 신나 그렇지 다들 거기서 동서 토모 전죽서 어머신도 뭐 대대적이 바로 주신 규제. So now here I continue the skillful method is also seed, and the skillful method is also pad. Skillful method also the provision and the results, right? That's the way here. If you are skillful, always provision is very inseparable in the enlightened path. Lam Devuda means because right at the beginning you are so skillful and the path and the resolve. That's why there no fail to three lower realms. So again here they continue practice the Buddha compassion. Om Mani Padme Hum. Yeah. So now here said, if you reach the seventh bhumi, you're a little far, and you're far for the samsara, or maybe you're far for the deluded mind, or you're far. Everything is we thinking is real, so there's nothing is real. Now you recognize everything's like illusion. 1 hour Sangha came here right now, a moment ago. He was a magician. So people always fascinating, the musicians, maybe some piece of fabric, then changing colors, the pigeons, and all kind of things. Especially kids, they think it's real. But a person, a magician, he or she knew it's not real. So this the practitioners, the Bodhisattva in enlightened thing is life is not life is like dream. They didn't see day and night is no different because they're not grasping. Everything's like the mirage or illusion, So this way the ring to someone means now you let it go far. Then the ignorance plays because this means you close to the higher being. So now here's the 8. Can you read now? One more, maybe 1 or 2 more. Let's see how we're going to let go a bit. Yeah, we can just try a little bit. 2 more pages, then 1 chapter there. Chantabhumi.
8th, perfection of aspiration. Within are 3 dharmas. 1, the aspiration of non-discouragement. 2, the aspiration of non-conception. 3, the aspiration of exertion in benefiting beings. Aspiration, smanlam, is the fruition, the path is the cause. Perfection is reaching the other side, the place. As for the aspiration of non-discouragement, first, at the time of bodhisattva conduct, the aspirations that are made establish the fruition of aspiration by being established. As for the aspiration of non-conception, absence of characteristics is self-existing. By the power of aspiration after characteristics have been overcome, aspiration is the 3 times for enlightenment are later established. As for the aspiration of exertion in benefiting beings, we make the aspiration that all sentient beings may attain Buddhahood. In doing that, as there is no action and actor of this benefit for sentient beings, it is without bias and partiality. Thus, having produced the cause by means of the perfection of aspiration, in establishing the path and fruition of aspiration, recite the essence mantra, the 6th syllable of great compassion, which leads directly to enlightenment. By continually counting Om Mani Padme Hum, having purified obscurations, the eighth bhumi, the immovable, is attained. After the eighth bhumi, the wisdom of complete non-thought is predominant. Because it is not moved by the wind of characteristics, the eighth bhumi is called the immovable. Ninth, perfection of power. Within are three sections. 1. Power of taming the three maras. 2. Power of perfecting the two accumulations. 3. Power of eliminating opponents in debate. As for the power of taming the four maras, by the bodhisattva of the ninth bhumi, knowing all dharmas to be empty and selfless, after the non-corresponding class is overcome, not even the name of the maras exists. As for the power of perfecting the two accumulations, by the power of familiarity, without having to strive by means of physical effort, the accumulation of merit is perfected. From that, without being able to help it, the accumulation of wisdom is perfected. As for the power of eliminating opponents in debate, by these two accumulations being indivisibly perfected, without applying any antidotes at all, by the samadhi of becoming a warrior, thus having produced the cause by means of the perfection of aspiration, in establishing the path and fruition of aspiration, recite the essence mantra, the sixth syllable of great compassion, which leads directly to enlightenment, by continually counting Om Mani Padme Hum, having purified obscurations, the ninth bhumi, good intellect, is attained. Moreover, the fruition, genuine wisdom is resolved. Even though benefits for self and other have been performed, there are many confusions. By their becoming the ground of good intellect, it is called the bhumi of good intellect.
Okay. Okay. Jeva meyuwe satowa sa jeva yenjagi nabar medogwe shi she cheshin tsemelungi meyuwe jeva meyuwe sa shi chawo gowa topji paru du chembala sumde dushin duwe topdang sumjing tanglo zombale jeva na umani beme hong shi yendawe jeva chane dumbarandu sume saado tseman jeva shun ring도 송은 ring도 송아시 자고 개바 개바 몰람지 바로도 침발라 추었는데 뭐 신배 몰람 미믹 몰람 미믹배 몰람다 선제기 돈을 좀배 몰람당 텔라 몰람는 제부 인라 람지 주인 바로도 침배 내이 텔라 마신배 몰람는 토마 전주게 선배 주배 되는 몰람직 답냐 몰람지 답냐 dumne 몰람지 되고 모두 저와 차고 미믹배 모놈네 세만 매버를 혼지 두고도 모놈도 두 세만 생기는 두순 산지 뒤숨지 청주 모놈기 두고 섬쟁의 돈을 좀배 모놈네 두고 섬제 통지 상계버 모놈되고 대해서는 섬제기 돈데 잔디 매버 초리 매버 제거 되들 모놈기 바로 뒤치는 규제 모놈기 남제부터 제베 두버 제발라 투지 치고 이게 좀 전죽 녀버 주베 닝보딘 데서 엄마네 빼면 홍시 저베 디버천에 개범이 요베 사도 사제바 인제 남버미도 베 이시시 최신 tsmelung이 메요바 개범이 요베 사시 차고 그것도 제 바로도 침발라 숨데 두기 두베 또부당 촌이 유 저베 또부당 그거 차로 지고 또서 두진두베 또네 사고베 전죽이 선바 초tum지 동시 다음에 시베 미듬베 초 신기는 두기 명야매도 촌이 저게 덤네 공부 슈기 루 차제기 관련 배 미국으로 손음지 초조 텔라라마메와 이시지 초조 그거 설지게 덤네 So de ni yer me chebar zogbe nimbu jijan me zogbo bawan zogbe dingen zinji de dobji paru tu chimba gyuchene dobji lam debu dang chebala tuju chimbu yigi togwa chanchu nyabar zogbe nimbu yino omane beme hong shen deba tuna guba lebe ludu ji sa togo teyang debu yang tabi yishi tenla pabde dakshen ji tong zaijiang chuomang legbe shiri jube legbe ludu shi chavo. Okay, now here now this here is now talking the bhumi is now after finish 7 now it 8 bhumi. So this called miyuva means 8 bhumi is unshakable bhumi, is sort of the stable. Still there, if condition come, still go down as a possible, or arising, say, for example, if you are maybe alone in your room, you can say, hey, I'm practicing compassion, it's very well, my compassion is increased, because nobody in your room. Nobody make you test your anger or not. And you go work in the public, say, oh, I don't like this person. He was very bad. She is very bad. So now, where's your passion? So you knew. So this is the test, different place to how your practice increase or not. So the condition is needed. Rough conditions, polish and more open your mind. So here is a Sagyeba. Even though say one maybe plate or cup, someplace you can put onion and a garlic for a couple days. Now, and you can take out the garlic and onion, but you can physically you can see nothing's there, but close still smells left there, and you cannot deny that it's there. Or the garlic smells, you will say, oh, this may be perfume. You will say nice, but it's not real because it smells of garlic. Because of garlic, they live long. So likewise, the mind, as the condition come, and easy to want all the activities, whatever our life. Say maybe, people, so anyway, sometimes we try to not go the same through, right? What do you call? This is my last, right? People, AA meetings, this is my last. The last never ended. People also said, I quit yesterday. This is my last. My last time in the smoking cigarette. How long they talk? Many, many years. This is my last. And something. So here is same. You need to know the condition come. So for me also some problem, okay? Remember, I stopped eating meat in 18 years ago, right? Sometimes I go in Tibetan family house, the Tibetan called momo. You remember the meat tumbling? Sometimes the smells make me, it's delicious, see? And you have the experience for a long time. Then you know, oh, it's delicious, but it's somebody's life. And then no longer arising desire to, I want to eat this one, So that's very helps. I always teasing some people, say, oh, this, do you like pets? And everybody say, yeah, I love my pets. So if you like your pets, what you can do? Give the bones, whatever the flavor food, play game, right? And I will ask them, do you like fish? They say, yes. This means not take care, they want to eat, I love fish means I want to eat. I love chicken means I want to eat chicken, But same language, I love pets means they're not want to eat my pets, but I will just make for happy my pets. Because my pets make me happy. So, see, the human language is very inconvenient language, right? So which one is compassion, which one is attachment? Love is the same spelling and the same come from the heart. I love chicken means I'm ready to eat you, So that's why some kids is very fascinating. You can see some YouTube there, some very young age, all over the place, many different backgrounds. Even though, see, one time I saw somebody tried to they kill the fish. One dog, he tried to stop its boss, and the dog bite in the big knife, and he put away, and he mouth to push the fish to the water. That's just it's very special, you know. They knew this is his life in the water, not in the dry land or sand. So human beings are much better understand. But we have a lot of desire to my pleasure. That's why I need eat you, you know. I don't want any suffering, but of course I will eat you, you know. This is good. So anyway, I'm not saying you need to become vegetarian either, okay? You have planned whatever you have lunch, enjoy it. You have steak or, so anyway, this is in here. So here again, even though you are rich in bhumi, but always be careful in the mindfulness. Otherwise, we just say, you know, if the condition comes, this happens. Okay, now here the mashumbe monam is the. Now you reach the eight bhumi, your mind is becoming very powerful. Like such yogi, like, you know, like we always give an example, great sage in Milarewa. He live in the mountain, and of course, temporarily if you go vacation, it's a good view and nice, you know. You stay there a day, week, no food, no clothing. The view didn't have anything. You need to get out, you know. So Milarewa, his commitment. Until become the Buddhahood, I'm not going anywhere. So that's called as powers. You see, Sagyeva means unshakable stage. And any condition come, but I'm not changing anything to help the other sentient beings or something that's kind of powerful commitment. Okay, and then maybe the aspiration prayers, the boundless, the countless, and your prayer can all sentient beings, you know. And Samjanga means your activities, any movement is to the benefit and sentient beings and prayers. So because prayer is very powerful, we remember, prayer has become reality. So that's where something called Tonglen is giving, receiving. You need just prayer. And sometimes people say, okay, somebody very ill or some dog's very ill. I wish I can take. So someday, and you're very deep, and you will pain. But you need to know, I can handle, you know. So small things will very make noisy all the time. But another sickness come for you, it's not easy. I think you guys read the 100,000 song, the Milarewas, right? Okay, how many hands? Okay, all right. You remember the chapter one the practitioners or somebody jealous to the Milarewa, he give poison in his food. Remember the chapter? Milarewa got poisoned. Did you remember the chapter?
No. Wasn't that in his biography? He gets poisoned. He eats poisoned meat.
Okay. Anybody knows? You just look near. You have some 100,000 song, the Milarewa book. You have near there. Okay, Eleanor, can you check the? I forget the details, but how to get Milarewa's poison? And he, somebody did for him, and this person came to Milarewa's place. They said, "Oh, I heard you are yogi and you have a lot of power. I wish I can maybe take some in your sickness." because you look like very, very ill. And Milarepa said, well, you know who did. And he was very scared because this person sent somebody, second person sent through the poison. The story is, okay, the Milarepa was there and he was becoming very famous. And you can say these days, the town, you know. He is very iconic in the downtown. You know, everybody knows who is Milarepa. The other local same activities also very famous for a long time. Now Milarepa became more famous than the other one. So he don't want Milarepa was no longer there. And what he did, and somebody sent there, said, look, I have super wealthy, I have everything, but I have one conditions. I will give you the back, and then the turquoise is very valuable. Say, okay, I will give you this turquoise, and you will bring this food in the Milarepa place with the poison. When he died, and our name is so increased, but he is nothing's there, no more at place. So the person said, no, I heard Milarepa here, psychic. He knew what inside. I cannot do that. And the other person said, no, that's just he's saying, but he don't have any psychic and he don't have anything. He never been big school. He don't know how to debate. He just looks like, you know, close to the homeless guy and crazy, you know, crazy yogi, no knowledge. And this person thought, okay, maybe, and just nervous, very nervous, just offering the yogurt. And Milarepa look in the person's eyes. Well, thanks for offering the yogurt, but this time I'm not accepting your yogurt. If I did this right now, you know, but he said, no, you can bring next time. And the person bring back in the yogurt and tell the other person said, look, I think he knew because he didn't accept. Then other person said, no, see, he told you, bring next time means he don't know what inside. So then the second time bring more stone poison and give. So now you will go back. Now the turquoise is in your hand. And other all activities, things, and also we can share 50-50. And then Milarepa drink in the yogurt. And Milarepa said, if I drink it before, you didn't get the turquoise. But now you have the turquoise. But if you give me the poison or not, now this is my life, this is the time to die. But never ever try practitioners give some poisons. This is bad for you and your, you know, many life after life. And the person is so terrifying. Milarepa said, I forgive you, especially this is technique to benefit many beings. You go back, tell him what I tell you. So this person back to him said, I give the poison, he drink the poison, but he tell me this kind of very strange. Don't try next time. If first time I drink it, you didn't get the turquoise, and so how he know? And the person said, that's it. He drink that's our dream. Nothing less than anything. So, and then the person came. Milarepa was very ill, you know, and the person said, oh, poor you. I heard the yogi is a lot of power, and they're subduing all the poisons and maras and disease and. What happened to your power? You know, he just all kind of mean to Milarepa. Milarepa said, well, you know, whoever give this poison, not too far with me, you know, because they're talking to this person. And the person said, oh, I wish I can take some of your pen. And Milarepa said, really, you want it? And the person said, yes. He thought it never happened. So Milarepa said, because I have compassion, I'm not giving full of my sickness for you. You cannot handle. But I'll give sort of the third quarter. What do you call it? We have the third quarter or one pizza, maybe 6 cut and 1 slice. Right? So this kind of piece give for him. He was screaming, yelling, sweating, in a lot of pain. Milarepa said, see, that's not full, just one part of the small peace in my sickness. Don't try as you never thought is first in mind. See here, when you say something, it's come to us. So this way, see, we need to rejoice in somebody, their good lives. Religions or business or livelihood, we always need to rejoicing. And some jealous, it didn't have any benefit. Just infect our lives. So this way, here's the sort of the cautions. Eleanor, did you find it? Not there anymore? You mute.
No, Lama, I cannot find any reference to poison or anything like that.
Okay, so Miller was meeting with Geshe Tsapuba title.
Near the end, yes, Lama?
The story.
Yeah, this is the chapter there.
Archon Repa?
Say again?
Miller Repa's meeting with Karchan Repa?
No.
Almost last chapter.
Geshe Tsapuba.
I'm sorry, Lama, I cannot.
Maybe,
I don't see anything.
maybe the chapter is missing.
No, it's just I cannot find it.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll find someday.
Spell that guy's name, the person that offered him the yogurt.
Geshe
Geshe. Gee, wait a minute. Let me look that up.
Tsapuba. Maybe Geshe, G-A-S-H-E, Geshe. Tsapuba, T-S-A, maybe P-H-U, Tsapu, P-A.
No, not in here.
Not there. So, see, this is missing your chapter. So maybe other books.
Yeah,
Iron,
Lama, it's in the life of Milarepa. He gets meets with Geshe
Tsapuba. Yeah, Tsapuba.
And eats curdled milk mixed with poison.
Okay, can you read the story? How much I can miss you guys to see is you got the deliver the message or I missed something. But you can read the books that you have now.
You want me to read the whole chapter?
It's good because we're the Sunday today.
Okay.
What page?
I don't know. I just did a internet search. I can share my screen.
You are busy today?
No.
Okay, then relax, okay?
Yeah.
We enjoy some also. I have friends came from Edinburgh, New York.
Okay.
They are there now. Dream meditation, yes. Yes.
So the life of Milarepa,
Did you eat breakfast?
part 2, chapter 9,
So here on the
the
stroke.
Nirvana.
See, you can see there.
Okay.
Just go there. Yes.
At the time when these words were being fulfilled, there was a very rich and influential Yama named Geshe Sakoa, who lived at the Drin. At first, he made a show of honoring the master, but later, succumbing to envy and wanting to embarrass the master before the crowd of his benefactors, he pretended to be troubled by doubts and asked him many questions. During the first month of autumn in the year of the wood tiger, the master had been invited to preside at a wedding feast at Drin.
Maybe now you can go a little bit down, a little bit maybe 1 or 2 pages jump.
All right. So after the song, here's a couple paragraphs. This is where he gets the poisoned.
Okay.
Thus he spoke. The Geshe continued, "This may be the hermit's way, but if I were to challenge it with my learned arguments, your discourses would not go further. I had hoped you were a noble man. That is why I prostrated myself before you." These words did not please the benefactors.
So you,
One voice.
okay, maybe let me go up, or maybe the hub, or maybe chapter or page somewhere. Is it how begin? What the begin?
Okay, so then he mixed some poison with curdled milk, promising his concubine the gift of a large turquoise.
Yes.
He sent her with the poison to Drin Cave, where the master was staying. The master knew that his foremost disciples were already enlightened, and that, even if he were not to take the poison, his time to die had come. He knew also that unless the woman were given the turquoise before he drank the poison, she would never get it. So he said to her, "I shall not drink this now. Bring it back later, and then I will drink it." Wondering if the master suspected her, the woman, worried and ashamed, went back to Geshe Samkoa. "Because of his clairvoyance," she said, "the master suspected me and refused to drink." The Geshe replied, "If he really had clairvoyance, he would not have told you to bring it back. He would have told you to drink it yourself. Since he did not, that proves he does not possess clairvoyance. Take this turquoise, go find the master, and make sure he drinks the poison." He gave her the turquoise, and she answered, "Everyone believes he is clairvoyant, so it must be true. That is why he did not take the drink in the first place. And I am sure he will not take it now. What's more, I am too afraid to do it. I will not go. I do not want your turquoise." The Geshe answered, "Laymen believe he is clairvoyant because they do not read the scriptures, because they have been led astray by his lies. In my books, men gifted with clairvoyance are not like that. I assure you that he is not clairvoyant. Once I have seen proof that you have given him the drink, we shall be married. We have been living together for a long time, and as they say, there is not much to choose between eating a little garlic and a lot. Besides, having the turquoise, you will be entrusted with the care of all my possessions, both within my household and without, and we will share all our joys and sorrows and be one family, so do your best." Hoping that these promises would be fulfilled, she then mixed some poison with curds and took it to the master, who was now staying at Trode Tashigang. The master smiled and took the vessel in his hands. She thought, "The Geshe is right. He does not seem to have clairvoyance." Even while she was thinking this, the master said to her, "So you have been given the turquoise for the deed you are carrying out?" Overwhelmed with confusion, she prostrated herself and said in a weeping and trembling voice, "I do have the turquoise, but I beg you, do not take the drink. Give it back to me. I am a thoughtless evildoer." "What are you going to do with it?" "I myself will drink it, since I am guilty." The master continued, "First of all, I have too much compassion to let you drink it. It would violate the essence of the Bodhisattva precepts and would bring with it grave spiritual consequences. My mission is complete, and my life is coming to an end. My time has come to go to another realm. By itself, the drink could not harm me in the least. It does not matter whether I drink it or not. But if I had drunk it the first time, you would not have received the turquoise as payment for your crime. Now that the turquoise is in your hands, I will drink, both to satisfy the Geshe's desire and to be sure that you earn the turquoise. As for the Geshe's other promises, they will not be fulfilled. He said too many things about my behavior. There is no truth in what he said, so both of you will experience terrible remorse. When this happens, in order to purify yourself, strive towards self-realization in this life. Even to save your life, do not commit any similar crimes. Call upon me and my spiritual sons with a sincere heart. Both you and the Geshe have always cut yourself off from happiness and sought out sorrow. This time, I will see if I can purify you of your evil karma. Speak to no one of this while I am alive. Afterward, everyone will hear about it. Although you have neither seen with your eyes nor heard with your ears the truth of my previous sayings, keep well in mind these words I speak now. The moment will come when you will see that they are true." Having thus spoken, he drank the poison. When the woman related all this to Geshe Samkoa, he answered, "Not all that he says is true. Just as not all food is fit to eat, it is enough for me that he has taken the poison. Now remember, keep quiet about it. Meanwhile, the master spoke. Men of Nangyang and Dingri, and all benefactors and followers, prepare a ritual feast and gather around me. Let all other men in the region who have not seen me but wish to meet me come also. All the disciples spread the word. Many of those words did not believe the master had actually said them, but faithful laymen, disciples who follow the teachings, as well as other people who wish to meet the master, gathered at Chuar. There, then for many days, the master spoke to them of the doctrine of karma on the ordinary level and of the essential nature of reality on a higher level. During this time, several of the chief disciples clearly saw that the sky was filled with gods listening to the words of the master. Many others, intuitively feeling that the sky and the earth were filled with gods and men listening to the teaching, experienced a state of great joy. In plain view of everyone, a rainbow canopy appeared in a limpid sky. Sacrificial offerings, parasols, innumerable banners took form in the 5-colored clouds, filling the atmosphere. There fell a rain of flowers in 5 different colors. Exquisite music could be heard, and there was a fragrance of exotic perfumes. The lesser disciples, having perceived these miracles, asked the master, "We have the impression that the sky and earth are filled with gods and men listening to Dharma. We are overcome with joy. What is the cause of these miracles?" The master replied, "Good human disciples like you, enlightened yogins and lay devotees, are few but celestial listeners fill the entire space of the skies and are offering me the 5 objects of sensory joy, and this is what evokes well-being in you. This is the reason for the signs around you and which some of you sense and others perceive directly." "Well then," they said, "why don't we all see the signs? Among the gods, there are many who have achieved awakened states of non-returning, and others who have attained awakened insight. One needs subtle vision to see the gods, or else one needs intense yearning for virtue and awareness, and a mind unstained by delusion and defilement. If you are able to see the chief gods, you will see their followers. If you strive in this way, you will see the nature of your own mind, which is the ultimate God." And he sang a song on how to see gods. "Homage to Marpa, the compassionate one. Blessed be your lineage, may it be noble. The celestial listeners come from the joyful realm of the gods to hear the hermit Milarepa and fill the boundless sky. Except for those who possess the 5 levels of vision, no mortals can see them. I see them all clearly, but common folks see only the celestial offerings. The sky is filled with rainbows and light. A shower of celestial blossoms falls. Fragrant incense fills the air, and harmonious music resounds. Joy and happiness abound."
Let's skip a little bit. Go. Just let go what they say. Now this next one is song. The good human being, the lesson to the ancestor, place the most to the high and the meaning of the Dharma. Just go a little down a little bit. Up. After that song.
After the song?
Yep. And then what they say? Open, receive with blessing and let devotion or joy. The people who jnana in the things shall to fulfill the master, the made for the calm, the us, the his blessing devotion to themselves, to the Dharma, as the near the before each return. To come down very well, the nature arms. Column light, rainbow. So maybe it's the bottom there. So anyway, now you see the gray Milarepa is the color void in he tell, and so after that, next maybe page, and then the person came to the Milarepa's place. Can you give me your signals? So can you find this one? And the person came to the Milarepa asked, "Give me your signals."
So now the time has come. My earthly body has been transformed into a more subtle form, dissolved into a totally awakened state of emptiness. Worldly men experience the consequences. If you are afraid of this suffering and desire happiness, I know an effective means to remove misery and achieve permanent peace. Please give this to me. Very well. The nature of samsara is such that wealth which has been accumulated is dispersed. Houses that have been built are destroyed. Unions are broken. And all that is born must die. Since inevitably one suffers for one's acts, one must abandon worldly aims and give up accumulating, building, and uniting. The best remedy is to realize the ultimate truth of reality under the direction of an enlightened Lama. Furthermore, I have very important instructions to give you later as my last testament. Do not forget. Come, light Repa and Repa of Nangzang continued to urge, Master, were you in good health, you would fulfill the aims of many more sentient beings. Even if you do not grant our wish, we implore you to perform a ritual according to the secret tradition, to take some medicine, and allow us to offer prayers for your long life, so that had my time not come, I would do as you both have asked. But performing such a rite to invoke a yidam in order to prolong life without concern for the benefit of sentient beings is like asking a king to step down from his throne to sweep the floor. Never use the secret method of the Vajrayana for your worldly aims. In mountain solitude, I unceasingly performed the highest rites for the sake of unenlightened creatures, so there is no need for any other ritual. Since my inner consciousness is not a separate entity from an all-embracing emptiness.
Yes, but it's not here. The one chapter said, then Milarev, the gatherings and the Milarev, first he showed is one of the small part of the sickness in the door, the wood door, and door is just cracking sound, like just breaking, and everybody see its doors fell. And the guy thought, oh, we know Milarev was the musician, but that's his happened. If you really want it, can you give me in your pain and suffering? So that's what they explained. Then Milarev said, okay, that's not my wish, but your request, I will give you the small, tiny wenny. You can see how it tastes. Yeah, hold on. There are some. The Geshe thought he. You can. This way, see there.
Yes.
Yes.
The Geshe thought he suspects that I gave him the poison, but he is not sure. Although he has reason to transfer his sickness, he cannot.
Yes.
So he said, if I knew the source of the master's sickness, and if it were an evil spirit, I would exorcise it. Were it a physical disorder, I would cure you. But I do not know what you have. So if you can transfer your disease, transfer it to me. And the master said, a certain being is possessed by the demon of egotism, which is the worst one of all. It is he who has caused my illness. You could neither exorcise the demon nor cure me. If I shared my sickness with you, you could not bear it for an instant. I shall not transfer it. The Geshe thought, he cannot transfer it. He is pretending. So he insisted, transfer it anyway. Well then, I will not transfer it to you, but I will transfer it to that door. Watch carefully. And he transferred it to the door of the cell. Immediately there was a loud crack, and shaking violently, the door began to break apart. At this moment, the master was without illness. The Geshe suspected that it was a magician's trick and said, very strange. Now, transfer it to me. Good. I will give the Geshe a little taste of it. The master withdrew the sickness from the door and gave it to Sakpawa, who collapsed in pain. Paralyzed and choking, he was on the verge of death. Then the master took a large part of the sickness and said, I have only given you half of my sickness, and you could not bear it. Full of remorse for having inflicted such suffering, the Geshe threw himself sobbing at the master's feet. Oh, precious master, oh, saint, it is just as you said. One who was possessed did this evil to you. I offer you my house, wealth, and property. Help me to
Yes.
free myself from the consequences of my actions. I sincerely beg for your forgiveness.
Yes. Okay, that's good. Now he's becoming a good boy. You know, now he's becoming good boy. Before he's a very bad boy. Now the next few chapters is becoming it's good, and he recognized what done is he's in military was not a liar. He's not black magic. He's real because he got all those. See, prayer is very powerful. We always have prayer for world peace. We will pray for dedication. Somebody sick. So those prayer is real. There's no reason we don't pray, not needed. So just see how happen, right? So you guys need the 100,000 song, the military is very essence one. So I read many times, you know, I didn't understand the deep, but those stories fascinating and keep in my mind, and it's always there. See, so bad thing is bad happen. So this way they see. Remember the chapter, the 8 booming is if the conditions. Remember it's come and those kind. So it's what do you think story? Okay, mute. Hello. Hey, Lama. Hey, sir.
I like look, just like I look good with these things. My hair is too long. No, mommy's being annoying.
Don't say no.
Second Lama, you need to mute.
All right.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Nice. Okay, sorry. First we dedication, then we can talk. Okay. So now.
I have a question.
Okay.
Milarepa chose to die, and I really have never understood why.
No, military but not choice. Military is the each, benefit there are, and even though Lord Buddha, he's lived maybe 100 years or 1,000 years. He's control for the element. But this we call leluchenam chulu gube children. Means those great sages die means they show for us don't laziness. So even though those great master also Mahaparinirvana means they're teaching for us, not the choice to die the poison. Remember Milarepa said, you give poison or not. This is my limited life.
It still made me mad.
Don't mad, it didn't help. Just read and just practice. Milarepa said mad is very helpful, They didn't say. And he said you can mad, okay? So remember, we need prayer, it's very powerful. If this case, we can pray for world peace, prayer book, page 60. Okay, everyone, yes? English.
The three jewels and three roots, trustworthy sources of refuge, and in particular, the Lord of the land of snow, Avalokiteshvara, Jetsuntara, and Guru Padmasambhava, I supplicate you, please follow your previous pledges. Bestow blessings that this aspiration prayer may be fulfilled most perfectly. Due to the degeneration of times when thoughts and deeds of beings are perverted, and the inner and outer elements have lost their balance, people and cattle are seized by epidemic disease previously unheard of, intruding Rahus, Nagas, powerful demons and dark forces, blight, frost and hail, bad harvest, warfare, and so forth, erratic rainfall, heat, misery, and drought in the world, destruction by the elements such as earthquakes and the threat of fire, and in particular, barbaric offenses causing harm to the teachings are rampant. May all types of harm and injury around the world be swiftly pacified and overcome. May precious and supreme bodhicitta spontaneously arise in the mind streams of all beings, human and non-human, and may they be free from destructive thoughts and deeds. May all be endowed with a loving mind for one another, and may well-being, glory, and prosperity prevail throughout the world. May the Buddha's teachings spread far and wide and everlast. By the truthful power of the three roots, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, by any root of virtue existing in samsara and nirvana, by the power of our perfectly pure, highest intention, may the fruition of our supplication and aspiration be attained.
Okay, now the remove the 8 obstacles that are supplicate, the wrote by Adisha. Share the screen.
This is you said the 8 verses of mind training? No.
No. She knows.
Waitara sadhana?
Yep, see? She knows. It's not mind training. It's okay, it's mind training. See? Oh. jejo mala jaze la da shi bambara mala jaze lo ne so gange mala jaze lo tore lamde mala jaze lo da do ji don da do ji jab do so.
I prostrate to her who protects us from the 8 fears. I prostrate to her who blazes with glory and auspiciousness. I prostrate to her who closes the door to our lower realms. I prostrate to her who leads to the path to the higher realms. Please guide me always. Continue to protect me with your compassion.
Sonam dedication, page 70. Sonam deye tonje sebani tonam nibe tonam pamje jega naji banon trogwa sibe tole dowa dovare shoy chanju semjo rim moji banam ye jurujik ye ba nyamba me Konne gondo pevara sho lama gungam samvar sovande chodu kuze rinva sovar chille darshin jevar sovar lamadan jeva mevara chinji log 2 more times. This is including all the great teachers. The lama gungam samvar sovar chodu kuze rinva sovar chille darshin jela sovar Lama dan dewa mewar chinje lo lama gongam sanwar sowa chodo kuzerin war sowa chille da chinje war sowa lama dan dewa mewar chinje lo jambe bawu chidar kimba tangkundu sangbo tenya 대신 tada gwinje jeso dalobjir gyawan dadam Rabdong Sanje Gusuminive, Chenlavat, Chuni Minjuro Dombe, Chenlavadan Gende, Mechindove, Chidramashin, Molam Dovarisho, Dadan, Konde, Tam Jeji, Tusumdo, Sakbadan, Yeve, Geve, Zawandi, Dada Samjen Tamji, Nyurdo, Lana Meba, Yantagwa, Zogwe, Chanju Rumbo, Tovara Juro, Shijagunze, Gunjin, Chujeja, Dantana Law, on the Dagumba, Ranjin Beji, Damba Sid, Shadow Zon Gumbe, Zanjuro. Thanks everyone. You have a wonderful day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lama.